Hi, my name is Rick Bloodworth, and this is the 21st day of the 30-day challenge to read through the New Testament. Today's readings come from the 11th through the 13th chapters of 2 Corinthians and Galatians chapters 1 through 6. It's in Galatians that I wanted to call your attention to today because contained within that letter is a warning to people that they don't have the right to change the gospel, but also the promise that the gospel's not going to change. And that's very comforting to us. But it's found in Galatians chapter 1, verses 8 and 9, where Paul says, "But even if we or an angel from heaven should preach a gospel other than the one we already preached to you, let him be eternally condemned." And then in verse 9 he says, "As we've already said, so now we say again, if anyone is preaching to you a gospel other than the one you already received, let him be eternally condemned." Well, that's a strong warning, but contained in that strong warning, I believe, is a standard for our confidence that really should help us to be able to read through the New Testament and not have to worry about whether or not it's changed. There are entire religions that base their faith upon the idea that somehow an angel from heaven came and changed God's Word, or enlightened God's Word, as they might say, or improved God's Word, but that can't be. Paul said, even if somebody else comes along, if there's a different message, it's not from God, and they're to be eternally condemned. Well, that's a strong message. It gives us a warning not to try and teach anything from outside of the New Testament, but it also gives us the confidence that it hasn't changed. In other words, the things that we're told within the New Testament that save us, save us. We don't have to worry about God having changed His plan of salvation over the last 2,000 years. When it says this is the life I want you to live in the New Testament, and we have rules and regulations for that, that hasn't changed in the last 2,000 years. It's still wrong to lie. It's still wrong to commit adultery. It's still wrong to murder. All these things have not changed, even if somebody claims that they have a secret message from God or a new message from God. That just simply cannot be and be consistent with the New Testament. So we have confidence. What we read within the Bible is what we need to understand. You don't have to worry if somebody says, well, I think God told me something else, or I think God told this person something else. It just cannot be true. And the other part of it is it's very dangerous because it could lead to eternal condemnation if we're accepting a gospel other than the one that was preached to us 2,000 years ago that is contained within the pages of the 27 books of the New Testament. Anyway, that's the lesson for today. Not real long, but I hope that the words of Paul from Galatians will be something that will stay with you, not only give you a warning not to stray from the Word, but give you confidence that everything that we needed to know is contained within the New Testament. I pray that God will richly bless the rest of your studies, and we'll see you tomorrow.